Hello and welcome again to Not Fake News. Article by Paris Wade out of Liberty Writers. It's over. Trump's in shock at what Syrian President Assad said to him moments ago. The lying liberal media has been running Trump's travel ban into the ground. This is wrong of them. The entire thing is being put out in place to help correct everyday Americans. They are wrong. But Syrian President Bashar Assad recently told Yahoo News something that will leave every reporter with their jaw on the floor. Syrian President Bashar Assad told Yahoo News that some refugees from his country are definitely terrorists.
Are some of these refugees, in your view, aligned with terrorists?
Oh, definitely. Definitely. You can find it on the net.
Look, it wasn't. He didn't pause for a second.
The same picture that you saw them in some cases, of course, in some instances, those terrorists in Syria holding the machine gun or killing people, they are peaceful refugees in Europe or in the West in general. Yeah, that's true.
So how many terrorists do you believe are among the 4.8 million Syrian refugees?
No one has any number. Nobody knows. Because nobody knows all the terrorists to give a percentage.
And what do you do when you don't have a number and you're not sure? You just got to stop everyone until you can figure it out. That's what Trump wants to do.
At all.
Do you believe it's a significant number?
It's not about significant, because you don't need significant number to commit atrocities. 11th of September...
you don't need a significant number to cause atrocities. Good point.
It happened by only 15 terrorists out of maybe millions of immigrants in the United States. So it's not about the number, it's about the quality, it's about the intentions.
So if what you're saying is correct, then President Trump would be justified in keeping them out of the United States.
I'm not American to justify it. Only as American people will say this is against the interests of the United States or with the interest. From the outside, we can discuss it as value. This is with the values of the humanitarian situation in the world or not. That's how we can discuss it. But again, I can only speak as president. For me, the priority is to bring those citizens to their country, not to help them immigrate. That's the natural duty according to the Constitution and to the law.
Look, somebody got a hat on him like that. What does he say? Syria's Assad strike with Trump says some refugees are terrorists, right? He said that there is definitely a risk to letting refugees in because some of them are aligned with terrorists. You can find it on the net, Assad went on. Those terrorists in Syria holding the machine gun or killing people, they appear as peaceful refugees in Europe or in the West. So in the West or in Europe, they seem like they're peaceful because there's no reason to carry the gun and, kill people around there because they just want to do it to Americans and other European countries that don't, match with their ideology. The liberal media will not want to show you this. They are wrong about everything. Trump is right. Trump is right about our refugees. Hashtag share if you agree. We need to protest ourselves as a nation first. Protect ourselves as a nation first. I'm sorry. Share this article with 1 million times on Facebook if you stand with Trump. We need to show our support to Trump. The liberal media is attacking him on all sides. This interview shows he's 100% right and is protecting us. Thanks for reading. Comment below. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already subscribed. And if you like what we're doing here at Not Fake News, please like the video. It's very important. The likes are important to us. And again, get the word out. Got another article here for you. Get ready. Donald Trump just gave amazing tax news to all Americans by Danny Gold. It's tax news time, folks. You ready for this? Talk about killing two birds with one stone. Two of Donald Trump's biggest promises were to save American businesses and lower taxes across the board. Well, lo and behold, the restoration of capitalism is upon us. President Trump announced today that the major tax cuts for all American business will be coming in the next 2 to 3 weeks. Yeah! The president told a meeting of airlines executives today, lowering the overall tax burden on American businesses is big league. That's coming along very well. We're way ahead of schedule, I believe, and we're going to be announcing something. I would say over the next 2 or 3 weeks. That will be phenomenal. I want to repeat that. I just want to repeat that. Lowering the overall tax burden on American businesses, big league. That's coming along very well. We're way ahead of schedule, I believe, and we're going to be announcing something. I would say over the next 2 or 3 weeks. That will be phenomenal. To put a real cherry on top of this Capitalism Sunday, the stock markets and value of the dollar skyrocketed immediately after Trump's announcement. It just keeps getting better and better and better. Look at the people surrounding Trump also. Nice smiley face, a normal looking person. This guy, as though he looks like he's a little perplexed, still a normal looking guy, not looking evil. And of course, the angel himself, Donald Trump. This is 5 minutes long.
I think they understand.
This video is 5 minutes long, so let's bust through this. I'm going to put it on, but let's go through this quickly. Donald Trump has pledged to cut the corporate tax rate shown U.S. down from a record high of 35% to 15%, while also closing tax loopholes many billionaires and big businesses use to lower their rates near to zero, which is the opposite of what the Crypt Keeper Nancy Pelosi was talking about yesterday. So if you ever wanted to invest in American businesses or even start up your own, now's the time. Thanks to President Trump, our country finally has a future to look forward to once again.
Well, thank you all. I know so many of you through reading and through business magazines, and you've done an amazing job. And I want to congratulate you, and I know you're under pressure from a lot of foreign elements and foreign carriers. I've been hearing that a little bit. At the same time, we want to make life good for them also. They come with big investments. In many cases, those investments are made by their governments, but they are still big investment. I'm thrilled to welcome the leaders of the airline industry to the White House. Your industry supports over 10 million well-paying U.S. jobs and creates almost $1 trillion in economic activity, which is really big stuff, really amazing. Last year, our airlines moved approximately 2 million people each day in our country, which is an incredible number of people, and they move them well. Despite the bad equipment that the airports give you in many cases because they can't get approvals on anything, and we have a regulatory morass that's a disaster. And I can tell you that a lot of the new equipment that's ordered is obsolete the day they order it. And that's according to people that know, including my pilot. I have a pilot who's a real expert, and he said, "Sir, the equipment they're putting on is just the wrong stuff." So we'll talk about that. Because if we're going to modernize our systems, we should be using the right equipment. And I know Mr. Tilden is nodding. You know what I mean. And it's one thing to order equipment, but let's order the right equipment. Probably the wrong equipment costs more. Probably buy the right equipment for less money. So we want to talk about that because my pilot, who's a smart guy and knows what's going on, said the government is using the wrong equipment and instituting a massive multi-billion-dollar project, but they're using the wrong type of equipment. So let's find out about that. We want the traveling public to have the greatest customer service with an absolute minimum of delays and with the greatest convenience, all at the lowest possible cost. We want to help you realize these goals, and we will indeed help you realize these goals. Airports, very important to me. Travel, very important to me. I mean, as an example, somebody was saying yesterday to me that you go to China, you go to Japan, they have fast trains all over the place. We don't have one. I don't want to compete with your business, but we don't have one fast train. And it's the same thing with our airports. Our airports used to be the best. Now they're at the bottom of the rung. We've spent $6 trillion, think of it, as of about 2 months ago, $6 trillion in the Middle East. We've got nothing. We've got nothing. We never even kept a small, just even a little tiny oil well, not one little oil. I said, keep the oil. But we spent right now $6 trillion in the Middle East. We have nothing. And we have an obsolete plane system, we have obsolete airports, we have obsolete trains, we have bad roads. We're going to change all of that, folks. You're going to be so happy with Trump. I think you already are.
We really are.
We want to help you realize
we are happy. We love you.
Back burdensome regulations, and you people are regulated probably as much as almost anybody, although I can think of a couple of industries that are even worse.
I love this guy. I love him, and I love his entire family.
American business is big league. That's coming along very well. We're way ahead of schedule, I believe, and we're going to be announcing something, I would say, over the next 2 or 3 weeks that will be phenomenal in terms of tax and developing our aviation infrastructure. Again, I want to thank you all for being here. So I want this to be a meeting of substance. I want to be able to do things for you. The auto industry was in. They left. They said it was the best meeting they've ever had. I even took them into the Oval Office. The head of Ford, the head of General Motors, the head of Fiat, others, they never saw the Oval Office. I said, you mean they never took you in? It was, you know how far away it was from the room? 10 feet. It was 10 feet across the hallway. But they never got taken in. I took them in. The auto companies are going to be making massive investments in Michigan and Ohio and Pennsylvania. A lot of the places where jobs have left. So we're really happy about that. They've been great. Ford is going to build they canceled a big plant in a certain place. I won't say where. A $2 billion plant, and they're
Mexico.
building it in the United States, and they're expanding greatly. General Motors, the same
I'll
thing.
say where. Mexico.
They've been great. I think they'll continue to be great. But we're also going to be great to them. We're going to get rid of a lot of unnecessary regulation, and we're going to make their life a lot easier. They're going to employ a lot more people. So it's working. A lot of businesses are rushing in. They're coming in bigly.
Love it. Love you, man. Thank you for watching. Stay tuned for more info and real news, I should say. Subscribe to our channel if you haven't already subscribed. And if you like what we're doing here at Not Fake News, please give us a like. I'm going to like that video. Really appreciate that very much. Thank you. That's it. See you next time at Not Fake News.